Good morning everyone, welcome to our swimming specific strength and conditioning session. My name is Ciara and I'm a biokineticist here at the Sports Science Institute in South Africa. We are going to be doing a kind of prehab strength and conditioning session for swimming. So the equipment you'll need is an elastic band. I've got a continuous loop band here, but if you have a TheraBand that's also fine. And then some sort of weight, it can be between kind of 1 and 4 kgs. We will be using a bit of a heavier weight today, so if you can find something a bit heavier, you can use that. Otherwise, you can use your band as an alternative. And then just a sweat towel and water bottle and a mat or just something soft to work on the floor. And then if there is anyone with any injuries or niggles, please don't work through pain with any of the exercises. If the exercises do cause pain, just modify the exercise or leave that one out. Okay, we're just going to start with a nice easy warm-up, so just starting with a march on the spot. Okay, and then you're going to bring your knees up a bit higher. Okay, and then you're going to kick your legs across your body. Okay, and then we're going to go into a little jog, just nice and easy on the spot. If you do have some space to move around, you're welcome to. Okay, and then moving to some butt kicks. Okay, easy jog again. Okay, then you're going to do 10 jumping jacks. And easy jog again. Okay, and relax. For the next one, you can hold on to something if you need to for balance. And you're going to do 10 forwards and backward swings with your leg. Okay, other side. Good. Okay, then hold on to something if you need to. You're going to do 10 forwards or 10 swings across your body. Good. Okay, then we're going to do 10 chest openers, so swing your arms open and close. Keep the arms nice and loose. Okay, and then 10 forwards and backward swings. Good. Okay, then you're going to put your hands on your shoulders. You're going to do 10 alternating circles with the elbows moving forward. And then when you're done with that, 10 alternating circles backwards. Good. Okay, then we're going to go down into a plank position on our mat. Okay, in that high plank position, and you're going to push your hips back into your pike or your downward dog position, pushing through the shoulders. Try to straighten those legs and back as much as possible. You'll probably feel a bit of a stretch in your calves and hamstrings, maybe your lower back even. Okay, and then you're going to stride forward, trying to get your right foot as close to your right hand as possible and on the outside, and then keeping that back leg straight. And hold that for about 3 seconds, and then back into your pike, and then striding on the other side. Okay, we're going to do 5 of those on total on each side, so 4 more. You don't have to hold it for as long on each side. Also on each side. Good. Okay, then staying in that high plank position, we're going to do opposite toe touches. So you're going to push back into your pike, and as you do that, taking your right hand to touch your left toe, or as close as you can to it, alternating sides, and we're going to do 5 on each again. Good. Okay, then we're going to go into our 4-point kneeling position, and keeping back nice and straight, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You're going to arch your back, just taking your belly button down to the floor, pushing your tailbone up to the sky, and then starting at your hips or your tailbone, you're going to slowly round down into that angry cat position, and then from there, keeping that rounded back for as long as possible, you're going to sit back into your child's pose. Hold for about 2 seconds, round your back again, and come forward into a cobra. Okay, so you're just going to try round that back as much as possible as you alternate between these 2 movements, doing 5 of each again, so 2 more to go. Okay, so nice round back into your child's pose, and then round back and let it arch as you go down into your cobra. Good. Okay. Then in that 4-point kneeling position again, we're just going to do our opposite arm and leg raises, so our bird dog. Get that a bit of core activation, so make sure you're keeping your core tight so that the back stays nice and straight. You don't want to arch your lower back or at any point, so especially when you're lifting that leg up. So using glutes and hamstrings to lift the leg up, and your shoulders to lift the arm. Nice and controlled. 5 on each side. Good. Okay, rolling onto your back. I'm just going to do some hamstring stretches. So one leg straight, and then other leg you're going to bring into your chest, holding behind your thigh. Keeping your toes curled back, you're going to do 5 slow kickbacks. Okay, and then 5 faster ones. And then 5 with a straight leg. Good. Other side. And straight leg. Good. Okay, and then last one. Bring your knees into your chest or up to a bent 90 position, arms out to the side. You're going to try to keep your knees and ankles together and keep your shoulders on the floor. And you're slowly going to rock your knees from side to side. use your core and obliques to bring it back up to the middle. Okay, 5 on each side. And last one. Good. Okay, you can sit up and you're going to grab your elastic band. We're going to use that for our activation set. Have a quick sip of water. Okay, so using your elastic band, we're going to do a 4-point kneeling band resisted donkey kick. So you're going to put your band around your foot, kind of around your midfoot area, and then holding it in either hand. Okay, into your 4-point kneeling position. So if you have a TheraBand, you'll hold each end of the TheraBand in your hand and then place the loop around your foot. Okay, from there, same as the bird dog, you're keeping that back nice and still and straight, and you're kicking your back, one foot out against the resistance of the band. Try not to let your hips open up too much, and you don't let your lower back arch as you kick up. Okay, so back stays nice and straight, and you're just using the glutes and hamstrings. Okay, you're doing 10 per side. Okay, changing sides. And last one. Good. Okay, then you can do it in a kneeling position or standing if you want to. We're going to do a shoulder rollover, so it's just a nice exercise to warm up the shoulders and the upper back. So holding your band as wide or as narrow as you can. Okay. From there, you're taking the band over your head and then letting it end up resting on your hips, on your bum, and then bringing it back over all the way to the front. So make sure you are getting a good enough stretch through the shoulders. So if you can hold it a bit narrower, hold it a bit narrower, and do that. We're going to do 10 of each. So back and over counts as 1. Might feel a bit of stretching through the pecs as well, that's normal. And then to the front shoulder, back shoulder. Okay, and then last one, you don't need your band. We're going to go into a high plank position, and it's going to be similar to what we're doing in the warm-up. Okay, so we're going from that plank up into a pike, and then slowly controlling back down into the plank. Okay, you're doing 10 each of those. And 10. Good. Okay, we're going to do one more round of each. We're going to do just less on this round. So you can grab your band again for the donkey kicks. Okay, into your 4-point kneeling position and doing 10 donkey kicks per leg. This one we'll leave at 10. changing sides. Making sure with this one you're also trying to drive your heel to the back of the room and not up to the ceiling. Then either standing or kneeling for your shoulder rollovers. This time we're only going to do 5 of each, not 10 of each. Okay, or 5 in total basically. So 1 over the top and 1 back. That counts as 1. And last one. Okay, put your band down, and then we've got our plank to pike again, also only doing 5 of each for this round. We're going to start our main set. So for the main set, you're going to need your band as well as your weights. Okay, if you don't think your weights are going to be heavy enough for this set, then you can just use the band for the both exercises. I'll explain when we get there. Okay, so for the first exercise, we're going to be doing a stationary lunge, or basically an isometric lunge. So it's just going to be a hold and then a band pull apart while you're doing that. So you're going to need your band. So you're going to go into that lunge position. So make sure you've got enough space so that when you go down into your lunge, you've got 90 degrees at both legs. Make sure that the front knee isn't moving over the toes. Okay, and then also make sure that the knee is staying in the line of your in the line of your toes. It shouldn't be an issue because we're not moving up and down on this one. Okay, so while you hold that lunge position, you're going to do 10 band pull aparts. Good, changing sides. And 10. Good. Okay, and then for the second one, either using your weights or your band. I'll show the option of the band first because I'm going to be using my weights. So if you need to use the band, you'll do it single arm because it might be a bit tight to do a double arm and we're doing a shoulder press. So pushing up and slowly controlling back down. Okay, but you use your elbow as the anchor to keep the band behind you. Otherwise, it's going to kind of push backwards and forwards. Okay, but you're keeping your elbow open to the front. So if I do it with my weight, elbows starting at shoulder height, palms facing forward, pushing up, and slowly controlling back down. Also doing 10 of these. Last one. Good. Okay, and then onto your back for a core exercise. You're going to do a bent knee crunch. So lying back, you're going to bring your knees and ankles up to 90 degrees. Okay, so make sure you got that bend at your knees. Hands behind your head for a little bit of support. Remember, you're not hinging up with your hands. Your hands are just there for support, so keep your elbows out in the periphery to avoid this happening. Okay, so from there, small crunch up and down, just lifting the shoulders off the floor. We're doing 10. Good. Okay, grab some water if you want to. Then we're going to start the second set. for the second set, or what we're going to do for all of the sets today is that the reps are going to get less and less as we're going through. So for the second set, we are only doing 8 of each. Okay, so you can grab your band. We're doing our stationary lunge with the band pull apart. So now remember we did 10 on each side for the previous set. So now we're only going to do 1. Sorry, not 1, 8 on each side. Okay, 8 pull aparts. Good. And up to the other leg. Good. Okay, then you can grab your weights or your bands. Okay, doing our shoulder press, and for this one as well, also only doing 8 now instead of 10. And last one, 8. Good. Okay, and then down to the floor for our bent knee crunch again. Same thing here, also doing 8 instead of 10. Seven and 8. Good. Okay, we've got one last set left. Grab some water before we start. Okay, so we need that band again for our stationary lunge with the band pull apart. And for this set, we're only doing 6 of each. Okay, so 6 pull aparts on each side. Last one, and 6. Okay, change it to the other side. Good. Okay, grab your band, or sorry, not your band, or weight or band for your shoulder press. Doing 6 of each for this one as well. Good. So you'll probably feel, even though you are getting a bit tired as the sets go on, with the reduced rep range, you should manage to finish. Okay, and then last set of the bent knee crunch, also 6 of these. Good. Okay, that was our first bent set done, so you can grab some water if you want to, and then I'll explain the second set in a little bit. Okay, for the second set you only need your band, so you can pop your weights down to the side, we're not going to use those again. So with this one, using your band, you're going to double the band over and then stand on the band with 1 foot. Okay, so in the middle again, and we're going to be doing a single leg band resisted deadlift. So basically in previous weeks we've been doing our dynamic hamstring reach where you do it nice and far forward, up and down without the band. We're going to be doing it with the band today. Okay, so you obviously don't have your hands moving forward, your hands are staying at your side. And then slight bend of the knee when you're doing it. Make sure you keep both hips pointing forward and you want to keep your back nice and straight. So with the band, or holding the band with your hands, you're going to feel like it wants to pull your shoulders forward. So make sure you pull shoulders back and down, so you're keeping your chest nice and open. And just be careful of when you do go down into that deadlift position that you don't let your back round. Okay, especially at the shoulders and at the kind of mid to lower back. You want to keep everything in that neutral spine. So slight curve in the lower back and then shoulders pulled back. Okay, we're going to do 8 per leg of these. You can tap your foot down in between if you need to for balance. That was a bit of a wobbly one. Good. Okay, so on any of them where you do feel a bit wobbly, just try do it as slowly as possible. It'll make the control a bit easier. Okay, other leg. Remember, slight bend in the knee, hinging at the hips. And last one. Good. Okay, then keeping your band in your hands, you can hook it around your feet again as you sit down. And we're going to be doing a seated high row. So make sure that you are sitting up nice and straight and not slouching back. So sitting upright, you're going to be doing a high row, so pulling towards your chest, keeping your elbows up nice and high. Please make sure that you're not crunching your shoulders up to your ears though. Keep the shoulders down but elbows up. Okay, doing 10 of these. Good, and relax. Okay, then for the last one, we're going to move on to our tummy. I'm just going to get my stopwatch ready because it's going to be a timed exercise. Okay, so on your tummy, we're going to be doing a prone airplane hold. So arms up in front of you, legs extended behind you. You're going to have palms facing in, so thumbs are pointing up. Head is, or chin tucked in, so looking down to the floor, but you're going to keep your head lifted off the floor. And then toes pointed, squeezing those glutes and hamstrings to lift the toes off the floor. And then lifting the legs off the floor, arms off the floor, and you're just going to hold that position for 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to get my stopwatch going. 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, that's halfway. Remember, toes are pointed, thumbs pointing up. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, so those are 3 exercises for the second set. So you can grab your band again after you've had a sip of water. And then we're going to move on to round 2. Okay, we're going to stick to our rep range for this set. So it's our 8 single leg deadlifts per side. Okay, so making sure you're keeping those shoulders pulled back, back in neutral spine, and keeping the hips pointing down as you move it down. Six, 7, last one, 8. Good. Okay, and the other important thing here is that you're keeping a slight bend in the knee, and then from there, there's no more bending happening at the knee. So You don't want to get confused and find yourself doing a kind of squat like that. Okay, so slight bend in the knee, and then the rest of the movement happens at the hips. And 6. Oh, that was a bad one. 7. And 8. Good. Okay, then sitting down for your high row. Remember hooking it around your feet. Keeping legs straight, sitting upright, and then pulling towards your chest. 10 of these. Last one, and 10. Good. Okay, then getting ready for your airplane hold again. So, lying on your tummy, holding for 30 seconds. Okay, if we're ready, 3, 2, 1, and off you go. We are halfway. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done. Okay, we've got one last set. A sip of water, and then we'll start the last one. Okay, so it's the single leg deadlift again for the last round. Doing 8 per leg. Try and get them perfect on this round, so minimal wobbling, perfect hip hinge, squeezing those glutes and hamstrings, and shoulders pulled back. Okay, off you go. Seven, last one, 8. Okay, onto the other side, our last set of these. Six, 7, and 8. Good. Okay, sitting down for your last high row. Hooking the band around your feet. Okay, and then pulling towards your chest. Remember, sitting upright. If you do need to have a slight bend in the feet, you can, because a lot of people have tight hamstrings, which will make it quite difficult for them to sit upright. So if you need to be in that position, you can. 10 high rows. And last one. Good. Okay, we've got our last airplane hold for 30 seconds. Okay, so toes pointed, arms lifted up, keep those glutes squeezed. 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, we are halfway. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done. Okay, we are going to have a quick sip of water, and then we've got one last short set that we're going to do to get our heart rates up quickly if they aren't already up. Okay, so for this set, we're only going to do 2 rounds, and we've got 2 exercises. So the first one's going to be a side shuffle, so you can work with whatever space you've got. Okay, but it only needs to be about 2 meters. Okay, 3 meters if you want is perfect, but if you've got anything between 1 to 2 meters, that's also good. So in a slight kind of quarter squat position, so hips push back, knees slightly bent. You're going to shuffle from side to side like that, just nice small shuffles, and you're going to do 5 each way. So it'll be 1, 1, 2, 2, doing 5 of those. Okay, then the second exercise, you're going down into your high plank position, and we're going to do diagonal mountain climbers. So instead of just running your knees straight up to your chest, you're going to run your right knee to your left elbow, left knee to the right elbow. So your knees are moving across your body. Okay, and then those you're doing 10 of each. Okay, so it's only 2 sets. Try and get through it as quickly as possible, but don't compromise your form just to do it quicker. Okay, so when I say as quickly as possible, I mean little rest in between your exercises. Okay, 2 sets, you've got 5 side shuffles per side, 10 mountain climbers per side, and then diagonal mountain climbers. And then we're going to stretch. Okay, 3, 2, 1, off you go. Good. Okay, I'm going to use a bit more space here. Okay, last set of your diagonal mountain climbers. Good, well done. Okay, let's have a quick stretch. You're going to go into your half kneeling lunge position. Stretch those hip flexors out. Okay, so you want to activate that back glute. Push your back foot down onto the floor. And then it's just a slight lean forward. And try to curl your pelvic, your sitting bones under. Okay, you can change sides. Okay, then we're going to go into running pigeon. So you're going to bend that front knee under you in front. Back leg is straightened out behind you. And then in that position, you're just going to roll that front leg that you have in the front. You're going to roll that bum cheek off and on the floor. Okay, you're doing 10 of those. Okay, and we'll change to the other side. are finding this position quite tough or uncomfortable, you don't need to do the rolling part, just sit up so that your hips are off the floor and hold that position. Good. Okay, then into our pike position, and you're just going to do 10 slow calf walkouts per leg. Into our seated position, you can have one leg bent in, one leg straight. And stretch those hamstrings out a bit, so reaching forward for your front leg, or for the straight leg at least. Okay, change over to the other side. Okay, and then we're going to go into a cross-legged position, but instead of having your feet on top of each other like you would normally, you can have one foot in front of the other, and then you're just going to sit as far forward as you can, trying to get your elbows onto the floor. And you should feel a bit of an opening up in your hips. Okay, if you want to, you can use the one hand to kind of push that hip down, but otherwise, you're just in that position. Try and keep your knees as close to the floor as possible. Okay, then you can switch the feet around, so move the other one to the front and go back down into that position. Okay, and then last one onto your back. You're going to bring your knees into your chest, just hug them in. You're just going to do a small rock from side to side. Don't topple yourself over. Okay, and then just a small rock backwards and forwards. Okay, that's us done for today. Thanks so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at cbotha@cisa.com. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next week. Thank you.